another one, you guys. If you are new to the channel, my name is Andrew with Younger Mitsubishi in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on our inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so today we are in the 2023 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 because there is one major change for the 2023 model year. Not only that, you get America's Best warranty, but here at Younger Mitsubishi, if you were to actually buy it from us, we will give you a 20-year, 200,000-mile powertrain warranty that is redeemable anywhere in the US. So that is pretty darn cool as well. So anyways, ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so, as you can imagine, there are a few different trim levels for the 2023 Mirage G4. First one being the ES, which actually is the one we have today, starting at $17,245. LE for $17,845. BE, also known as Black Edition, starting at $18,445, and then the SE starting at $18,945. But regardless of trim level that you go with, the power plant on the Mirage is going to be the same. Powering the little beast is a 1.2-liter naturally aspirated inline 3-cylinder, putting out 76 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, 74 pound-feet of torque coming in at 4,000 RPM. Power is going to be sent to the front wheels through a CVT. And here's the big change for 2023. No more manual transmission will be available for the 2023 Mirages. So that does include the G4, so no more manual, unfortunately, there. But 0 to 60 time coming in at approximately 12.8 seconds, with MPG numbers coming in at 35 in the city, 41 on the highway. That is impressive, but what's even better, taking regular unleaded fuel, the cheap stuff. But so then, now having got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find a straightaway. Let's put the acceleration here to the test, because although it's not the quickest on paper, we still always have to give it a shot here. So let's go ahead and find that straightaway, and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2023 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 here up to speed. All right, so from a standstill, 3, 2, 1, yeah, baby. It gets loud. I kind of like it. The loudness, that is. We're at 50. We're at 55. I would say if you time it right, you probably shouldn't have any issues emerging onto the highway. Having said that, it's probably the slowest car available here in the US right now, so certainly not the quickest thing in the world. But like I said, it's one of those cars where you kind of have to learn to kind of drive for how fast it is. Just kind of like you have to learn to drive with the visibility of a 370Z or something like that. So certainly not the quickest, but it should get the job done. But anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So coming standard on the Mirage G4 will be front disc rear drum brakes. As far as that 6E0 stopping distance goes, that actually comes in at 127 feet, which is kind of average for the segment, honestly. You would think with rear drum brakes, it's not going to be all that great. And honestly, 127 feet, that's average. Like my SUV, my 3-row SUV that I own, that comes in the 130s. So 127 feet, it's not horrible, honestly. As far as braking feel goes, since there's nobody behind us, it feels good. Wow, didn't expect that. I guess because of the weight of the vehicle isn't all that much, it actually does bring you to a pretty darn quick stop. It's not a soft braking feel either. It actually leans on the firmer side of things, which I personally prefer. So when it comes to braking, although the number is just average, it feels really good, honestly. I'm telling you guys, trust me. Anyways, touching on suspension and handling then, up front you're gonna get a McPherson strut front suspension. In the back, torsion beam rear axle. As far as ride quality goes, you do tend to feel a little bit more of the road. That is to be expected with a car of this size and the size of the tires as well. So it's doing okay. But yeah, you do tend to feel a little bit more of the road. I'll just leave it at that. As far as steering feel goes, definitely on the looser side of things. So I wouldn't have minded if they firmed up that steering feel just a bit, but it is to be expected of a car like the Mirage. So it is on the looser side of things. Kind of reminds me of a Toyota Corolla, honestly. So it's not horrible. You'll get used to it. And as far as cabin noise goes, you definitely hear the engine noise when you originally hit the gas. So a very loud engine. If you're a car guy or girl, you're not going to mind that. I don't, like I said in that acceleration test, but it is a little bit noisy. Road noise is there as well, a little bit of wind noise too. So honestly though, for the price of this thing, it's something I personally would be able to live with. But anyways, then touching on visibility, I can see perfectly fine out the back, and for the size of the Mirage G4, you're certainly not going to have any issues with rear visibility at least. And actually, touching on forward visibility, I don't think I said this last year because I don't think the Mirage had this last year, but rain sensing windshield wipers coming on the Black Edition and the SE. So the BE and the SE actually get rain sensing windshield wipers now. So it's pretty cool. So essentially whenever the Mirage detects any kind of rainfall or even a drizzle, it's gonna automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you. So it's kind of like automatic headlights. It's just one less thing you gotta worry about. So I think that's pretty darn cool. And again, I don't remember the Mirage G4 having that last year, even for those 2 trim levels. That's pretty cool. But anyways, that about rounds out the performance segment of this review, guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2023 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2023 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, finished in infrared. In case you were curious of our exterior color name that we had on this one here today, but as always, let's go ahead and start where this one is made, taking a look at the VIN, and even just looking at the window sticker. You would think this would be made in Japan because Mitsubishi is a Japanese brand, but this one is actually built and assembled completely in Thailand. So, pretty cool, kind of interesting. You don't see many vehicles assembled in Thailand, but as always, let's go ahead and start up front on this one. When it comes to that front grille, it's gonna differ slightly depending upon the trim level that you go with. For example, silver accents can be found in that front grille, essentially for all trim levels, but the Black Edition or the BE, because with that Black Edition, you're actually gonna get red accents then on that front grille, which makes me think a red exterior with those red accents would probably look pretty darn good. But anyways, to the sides, halogen headlights will come standard on all trim levels, but the SE, because the SE is actually giving you full LED headlights. So what I mean by that is both the low beam and the high beams are LEDs. Sometimes you find the low beam LEDs, but they're not the high beam LEDs, but on the SE you get both. That is pretty cool, with LED daytime running lights, by the way, for the SE as well. Automatic feature then is going to come with the Black Edition and the SE. So whenever the Mirage detects that it's getting dark out, it's going to automatically turn on those headlights for you. So that is pretty darn cool. And if you wanted fog lights down below where you guys can see the cutouts on our ES trim level, you will have to get the BE or the SE. That's how you're going to go ahead and get those fog lights. But I like the chrome accents. It kind of ties together with the rest of the Mitsubishi lineup with the Outlander and all that as well. So anyways, that pretty much rounds out the front end. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the side in the Mirage. All right, so now making our way to the side in the Mirage G4. Black window surrounds will come standard. Black side mirrors for the Black Edition, of course, but body colored side mirrors essentially for all other trim levels across the board. And you will get LED integrated turn signals only if you go with that SE trim level. But quite honestly, I think I may like the look of the turn signal indicators being on the front fender, because that is a very JDM style look. So I know a lot of the Integras and the DC2, DC5 Integras, it's just a very JDM look, putting the turn signal indicators on the front fender. So I'm actually a big fan of what we got on this one here today. Then take a look at the wheel configurations. 14-inch steel wheels with covers for the ES. That's what you guys are currently looking at, of course. 15-inch alloys then for the LE and the SE, and then 15-inch black alloys for the Black Edition. Go figure. But did want to mention one more thing that is new for the 2023 Mirage G4, and that is the availability of a black roof. And by the way, that goes for a range of $150 to $545. It depends on which exterior color that is paired up with, actually. But there is now a black roof available for the 2023 Mirage G4. So another change there. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the back. All right, so but now since we are around to the back of this one, all the way to the top, you will find that black antenna. But just below that, you kind of have this high mount stop lamp, I guess, in that rear window. That's pretty cool as well. And a body colored rear spoiler for all trim levels, but the BE, because the BE is going to give you a black rear spoiler. But I do like the look of the rear spoiler back here. It looks pretty darn good in the Mirage G4, honestly. But my very favorite part of the back is the LED taillights. They not only look good, but they provide added illumination at night. And even to this day, not all manufacturers, like the Nissan Sentra, for example, they don't give you LED taillights. There's a lot of brands out there, or cars, that still don't give you LED taillights, which I think are very important, because you don't want somebody rear-ending you these days. You know what I'm saying? Or any days for that matter. You never want somebody rear-ending you. But I do like the LED taillights back here, and again, standard for all trim levels, so that's pretty cool. Then making our way down all the way to the bottom here, you kind of have this mild rear diffuser, which I think looks pretty darn good down there. And then there's a single exhaust outlet tucked away kind of on the passenger side down there. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. So but now, since we are around to the back of the Mirage, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, there's actually a button by the driver's side left foot, I guess you could say, on the floor. There's also a key slot on the trunk itself, so you can go ahead and just turn the key. It's going to open up for you there. So anyways, once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 12.4 cubic feet. There is no 60/40 split or anything back there, so the rear seats actually don't fold down, but there is a pass-through. I will put it that way. So there's a little bit. So if you have a smaller, narrow object, you could just put it through the pass-through if you needed to. But there is a cargo light back there, and then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you are going to find a spare tire then. So then making our way up to the rear legroom, this kind of impressed me, quite honestly, for the size of this vehicle, but 37.3 inches, that's pretty darn good. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have back there. There is a rear center armrest with cup holders coming standard for all trim levels across the board. You don't always get that for all trim levels, so again, that impressed me as well. There are no rear air vents, there's no charging ports, unfortunately, but there is a single cup holder then kind of right in the middle of the driver and passenger seat. I would imagine that's for the rear passengers. I suppose it could be for the front passengers, but I would think it's probably for the rear ones. But anyways, then make our way up to the front seats. Manually adjustable cloth seating does come standard for all trim levels. Driver's seat armrest coming for the SE trim level, and actually that SE is also going to give you heated front seats. So if you wanted those, that's how you're going to go ahead and get it. But let me go ahead and touch on the steering wheel here. Leather wrap steering wheel is going to come with the BE and the SE, and then you're going to get red stitching for that BE trim level then as well. So now let's go ahead and make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got your Mitsubishi logo on the one side. When you flip it over, lock and unlock. There is a push button start though for the SE trim level only, but again, that's not the one we have today. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and turn the key. And so when it comes to the gauges, tachometer is all the way to your left, speedometer is front and center, got all your warning indicator lights and things like that all the way to the right then, got your trip A, trip B, and it does give you your fuel information down at the very bottom there then as well. So then make our way to overall interior quality. Automatic climate control actually comes standard on all trim levels across the board. I think that's my favorite part on the interior quality, because a lot of other competition won't give you that automatic climate control. It'll still be manual. So we can set the temperature for 73, and then the car is going to automatically then hit that for you if you got the automatic climate control on. So I like that. But just in front of the shifter, you have a little bit of storage room, probably to put your cell phone. There is a USB charging port / connection point for your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I'll get to that in a second. 12-volt power outlet just above that. You got two cup holders just in front of the shifter as well. And there is no rear center armrest or any kind of storage within that, because there isn't one. So you just got that single cup holder, like I said. But overall, everything is definitely finished on more of the basic side. You got plastic door handles, of course, a lot of plastic and hard touch material on the doors themselves as well. But for the price range, it's to be expected. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the infotainment screen, because this is actually pretty darn good. So 7-inch color touchscreen display does come standard. Bluetooth and audio streaming coming with that. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay as well, like I just alluded to. So that's pretty cool. One of my favorite parts about this infotainment screen, honestly, it's probably the quickest that I've ever tested. And that's weird to say, because we're in kind of an inexpensive car. So it's a very quick reacting infotainment screen. So the second you press something, it immediately takes you there. There's no delay whatsoever, which you typically find on every single car out there. So I love that. So I will give it 100% credit for that. And of course, you can check out your radio information up there as well. And so when it comes to the sound system, there's one of them. You get 4 speakers coming standard across the board. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. It's a 4-speaker sound system. What do you guys expect? There's actually a little bit more bass than I expected, but it is a 4-speaker sound system. Would have been cool to see a 6-speaker offered, maybe on the SE. But yeah, 4 speakers is not going to be the best. It's good for just, casual listening like that, or podcast, things like that. But anyways, last thing I want to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the Mirage in reverse, you will find a rear view camera taking up the entire screen, which isn't always the case. So I do like that. But as always, that is going to lead us into safety. And so front side curtain airbags do come standard, but you also get a driver's knee airbag as well. Don't always get that. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, forward collision mitigation system with pedestrian detection, and then hill start assist as well. Then if you were to go with the SE trim level, that is going to add to that a lane departure warning system as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of the Mirage G4, great gas mileage, 41 miles per gallon on the highway. That's really good, but great warranty as well, especially if you get it at younger, because they give you a 20 or 200,000 mile powertrain warranty. But even if you don't, you still get America's best warranty, so you gotta love that. Very affordable car. This particular model goes for $18,000, so the car that we're in literally is priced at $18,000. That's incredible. LED taillights coming standard. I love the look of them, and I love the illumination at night there. And so, but that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow Younger Mitsubishi on social media stuff at the bottom of the screen there. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews and everything else that goes on at the dealership. We do appreciate you guys watching more than you know. We will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.